Okay, let's start our ethics class. Now we're doing the fourth part of GS4, that's emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence. Let's break down the topic, okay? Emotional and intelligence. We all know what emotions are and we know what intelligence is. Now, tell me, is this correct? Emotional intelligence. Do you think anything was wrong in this? Think a second, pause the video, and check. Well, there is something wrong. This E is not supposed to be here. In fact, it is actually not E but I, which is supposed to be. So there needs to be an I. One second. Yeah, there needs to be an I over here instead of an E. Now, for those of you who did not know the spelling of intelligence, that's fine. I mean, you don't know the intelligence spelling, it's okay. Now, for those of you who did know the intelligence spelling but did not notice the I that was supposed to be there, well, you should have noticed, alright? And those of you who did notice, who knew the spelling, did notice, and still did not think of commenting that there needs to be an I, or did not say out loud that there needs to be an I over there, I'm sure you guys, the three categories, would have felt something, right? I'm sure there's another fourth category who are not paying attention right now and they don't care about the lecture, and I'm not sure how many people will watch this or anyone will watch this, but anyways, since I'm pretending that I'm teaching, I'm gonna pretend that there are people like that. Now, I'm sure the three people or the four people did feel something. Now, they did have some emotions, right? What did they have? Emotions. All of us feel emotions, right? No matter who we are. Oh, and you should be thankful to yourself. And you should thank that you do have emotions. Now, you can have various types of can have various types of emotion. That is, you were scared to tell that it's not I mean, there needs to be an I over there, or embarrassed that she doesn't even know, she doesn't know the spelling of intelligence, or sympathetic that, well, it's not a big deal to not know just a spelling. I mean, she knew everything but except for one particular letter. uh, for other people, it might be a new word for you, or now that you know the spelling, right? Or for someone else, the emotion would be that, well, I need to be alert in the class. All right. For someone else, it'd be enlightened that, she's trying to showcase emotions by actually seeing how people react to what she has written already. So that's enlightenment. All right. uh, that's a bit far fetched, but okay. Then for me, I mean, some people would have felt bad for me. I mean, had felt emotions for me, that they would have felt respect. That, okay, I mean, even though she doesn't know intelligence, she knows everything else. I mean, she wrote emotional correct. That's fine. Some people will be annoyed that, what a lame way to teach. Anyways, and there's another category of people who are bored. Okay. So these are your emotions that people will have, and all of you do have that. Now, the theory of emotions, since we're reading, since we're preparing for an exam, we need to know the theory of the exam as well. It's very easy. Suppose in emotions, now consider that I tell you about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Now, I'm sure all of us feel the same feeling, which is the feeling of hatred, or the feeling of sadness, the fact that you know what happened, right? Now that is objective, right? All of us feel the same way. All of us feel sad, and we're also angry, right? But when I told you this, when I was talking about this, we had various things, right? We had scared, we had embarrassed, sympathetic, there's new, alert, enlightened, bored. So now this becomes subjective. Okay. So it's subjective, right? How one feels emotions. The second is expressive or not, right? Some might express that they are sad or angry, or some might not. Some might just think that they're sad and angry. There's nothing wrong with that, alright? That's just how you're expressing your emotions, either inside or outside, or you're not expressing. That's completely fine. The third is the ability to understand emotional information. Now, what does that mean? The fact that I wrote this, alright, emotional intelligence, you knew that this was wrong. This is your information, right? You know that it needs to be an I, right? But only when you had emotional information that, okay, I mean, I need to. It's not really necessary to be tell her this or to, feel bad for me, feel sympathetic for me. That is your information. That is your emotional information, right? Not just information, but emotional information. So we have the ability to understand emotional intelligence. All right, and the last one. I'm gonna finish this fast. We are consistent. It can be consistent or not. It's case specific. All right. Sometimes you feel bored. Sometimes you get annoyed. Okay, so that was emotions. I try to keep my videos under 7 minutes. So okay, before I end, I'm sorry. The emotions are also divided into two types: primary and secondary. Primary is direct. Secondary is response to the primary emotion. Now, direct emotion is to feel, let's say, direct emotion for the Jallianwala Bagh massacre would be to feel angry, and the secondary emotion would be feel sad, right? You're sad that that happened. You're angry on that person, but you're also sad that this happened. So it's a response to primary emotion. I'm not exactly sure if my analogy is correct of secondary, but I sort of understand the periphery of it, and that I think is fine. Now that was emotions. Now the next video is for intelligence.